Greeting HMC friends. It's really lovely to be able to share with you again today. And may you know the presence of God who is with you. I mentioned last week that I have a visitor who has been staying. And so I've been doing some of the touristy things. And so we slipped up to the Midlands to see the results of the abundant rain that we have been receiving. We started off walking down to the base of the wall at Midmar Dam, watching that water flowing over so freely, the spray and the speed in which it was going past us. I was really moved because as I stood seeing this incredible amount of water, my mind went back to times of drought, times when we've had to be so careful. And having spent some time living in a rural area, I learnt the importance of rain, where sometimes it can be life or death. We then moved on and wound our way through the forest to the Carclew Falls. Wow, what an explosion of water that was cascading over those falls. Then our way back through the forest on a really difficult dirt road, the heavens opened. The hail came flying down. We also made a stop at the Howick Falls. It was an unbelievable sight. I have never seen so much water going over the Howick Falls. And again, I use that word abundance. And I begin to think about the abundance that we experience from God. And abundance is overflowing far more than the imagination can ever capture. And there are so many scriptures that speak about God's abundance towards us. That beautiful psalm, Psalm 23. My cup overflows, far more than I need. And abundance can be seen in God's love for us, that Jesus was sent. It can be seen in God's grace for us. It can be seen in God's provision for us. It can be seen in God's presence with us, in God's comfort. We read many stories in the Bible where abundance has been shown. And I remind you again, abundance far more than we need or require. Standing again at the bottom of Midmar Dam, seeing this abundance of water, I also recalled the abundance of God's mercy in my own life. That yet a sinner, God has made such a provision for me. God isn't just there to bless you or to be with you, but today to be reminded as the season of abundant rain comes, that many of the gifts and many of the acts of God in our lives are abundant, far more than I require. I went to start looking for some scriptures on abundance, and it just never ended. There were just one after another. I'm sure that, like me, there are some areas when you have known the abundance of God, more than you have required. And so maybe today to recall those and to come to God and say thank you. I suppose we could complain about the rain, but its gift in regenerating the water table and many of the other things, we need to stop and just give thanks. And so where you are, Give thanks today for the abundance of God's presence in your life. Take care, keep safe, and God bless.